What do I do to work out? This one is asked a lot, and I get it, but I would like to preface this by saying you can never outwork or work out, outwork a bad diet. I think that makes sense. I don't know. You get it. You cannot work out a bad or outwork a bad diet. No matter how much you work out, you're going to lose fat from being in a calorie deficit and from your eating habits, your food choices. But my workouts now, if I were to tell anyone who was just looking to get started, would overwhelm that person. It would have overwhelmed me 2 years ago. My workouts originally just started with me promising to walk 20 minutes a day. That's it. I just wanted to make sure that I got 20 minutes of walking in every day. And that 20 minutes very quickly evolved into more walking, further distances. I was getting faster, so I was able to go further distances in a shorter period of time. And then I just kept increasing my steps from there. I tried new things as I got more comfortable. I didn't go to a gym right away. That was something that it wasn't intimidating to me because I've been to gyms before. But I just didn't feel ready. I felt like walking was all I could handle. Like that was what I just wanted to, that was the approach that I wanted to take this time, was baby steps. Keeping things simple, keeping things slow and steady wins the race, right? Walking 20 minutes a day, it involved more walking further steps. I tried new things here and there. I tried HIIT glasses. They weren't really for me. Once I had gone from 348 to, I believe, 213 is when what it would have been my first weigh-in with my weightlifting trainer. But before that, a few months before that, I had noticed that my body was, although I had lost weight, I still wasn't exactly satisfied with the composition. Everyone wants muscle definition, right? So you get that toned look from weightlifting. I started looking into weightlifting, and the more research I did, the more I realized that it's not just a preference of how you want your body to look. It really is something that should be mandatory as a lifestyle choice. Weightlifting is so crucial to your long-term health. It's crazy. Look into it. You, from the age 30 on, you lose 1% of your muscle mass every year. So by the time I started weightlifting at 41, I had already lost 11% of my muscle mass. Like, that's insane. That's insane. You know, I notice elderly people at my kids' softball games and stuff, like, not even elderly, like, you know, mid 60s-ish. I'm not the best, you know, at determining age, but they're hunched over, they're having a difficult time walking, they're walking very slowly, they're scooching, they have a difficult time standing too long, they have a difficult time sitting too long. Like, it was just, I want to be able to carry my grandkids, I want to be able to carry my great grandkids, I want to be able to walk up a flight of stairs, carry my own groceries, be self-sufficient, not rely on my family or become a burden on them as I get older. I digress. So around that time, the oven again. Around that time, I had started looking into weightlifting, and I was very blessed that I lived right next to my brother at the time, who had a full gym, and I had free access to that gym, but I didn't know how to use the weights. So I did reach out to a friend that I knew lifted weights in high school, just kind of asking him. I was like, hey, like, my arms, like, I'm not really, you know, what do I do? And he gave me some vague advice, but I still didn't really have any knowledge, any foundation. I never lifted weights before, never. I've been to gyms before, and I worked on the machines a little bit, but I didn't really know what I was doing. And I mean, that's the best way to learn, right? Hurt yourself, that's a good way to learn. Anyway, I digress. I ended up having to get foot surgery last February. It's now 2025, so February of 2024, I had to get foot surgery, and I was absolutely devastated. I thought that being at rest while I recover was going to derail my progress, and I was going to gain the weight back, and I just kind of spiraled mentally. So in order to feel like I had a little bit more control over the situation, I focused on what I could control while I was at rest and unable to walk or work out in my brother's gym. I focused on my water intake and my calorie deficit because that's literally all I could do. I was recovering from a foot surgery. It was my right foot. I couldn't even drive. Once I was cleared to drive, I thought, all right, that's it. I'm going to find a trainer. I need to find someone to show me how to lift weights. So I found a weightlifting trainer. I actually, I interviewed several, and I was still in my surgical recovery boot. I had just been cleared to drive, so I was still on that scooter. Those of you who know me remember the stupid scooter that I was pimping for months. Anyway, that's when I started weightlifting. So to tell you what I do now my baseline steps are 10,000 a day. I hit 10,000 steps a day, and that's usually typically on my walks and on the treadmill. I've gotten fast and strong enough to the extent that I can get that amount in before my day is even accounted for. So anything that happens after that, work, grocery shopping, all of those extra steps throughout the day are extra. Now, do I hit it every day? No, I'm sorry. I'm a single mom of 3 kids. I have a lot going on. I have a job. I don't always hit that. I will try to compensate for it. Other days when I don't hit it, some days I'm just not going to hit it. But typically I hit at minimum 8,000 steps a day. I try for 10. Sometimes I hit 12. Yesterday I was able to go a little more. That's the other thing that I became really good at, was looking ahead in my schedule and realizing I have time to meal prep here or get extra steps in here, or this is going on this day with, concerts and field trips and vacations. So I'm going to get my weightlifting sessions in these days instead of my regular Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So leads me to my next point. Now I weightlift 3 days a week. It's only 45 minutes. And that's how I approached it too. That was just my mental mindset, was like, I can do this. I can do anything for 45 minutes, right? You can do anything for 45 minutes. That's what got me through my labors. That's what got me through dentist visits, surgeries, anything like that. I can do anything for XYZ, this amount of time. When I tried new classes, HIIT classes, yoga, stuff like that, I can do anything for 30 minutes, right? Give it a try. See if it suits you. So now I do incorporate yoga, not as regularly as I would like to. I am not someone who can work out at home, so I don't typically keep the equipment in my house, because I just found out through the years that that isn't me. There's too many distractions of what other things that need to be done in my home. As you can see, it's a disaster behind me right now. So to try to work out this morning in my own home, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would have been switching laundry. I would have skimped on my workouts or cut it short so I could get stuff done. I would have been interrupted by kids. I can't do it. I need to exit the house, go somewhere else, get out. The walking is perfect for me because it's literally my meditation, especially now that it's nicer out and I can get outside. It's gorgeous. Now I can walk farther, longer, because I'm enjoying myself and I'm getting that fresh air. I'm getting that vitamin D from the sun. I'm getting my tan back. So yeah, to tell you what I do now, it would sound overwhelming, but never focus on the after. You want to work towards the after, but when you compare your story or look at other people's stories, look at the during. Look at that middle part. Don't compare yourself to the after. Look at where they started. Look at where they were 2 months after that, 4 months after that, 5 months after that. Don't ask me what I do now. Ask me what I did halfway through. Work towards those shorter goals first. Once you get there, you feel a lot more capable of hitting those longer term goals, because it all seems overwhelming at first, right? So just start with the baby steps. 20 minutes a day walking outside. That's all I did. That's how it started. Hope this helps.